remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, what precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Welcome back to this, your Thursday, 7 o'clock edition of the Tampa Native Show. We got a special show for you tonight. Alongside my broadcast partners, Steve Canella and Sally Nunez, I'm Mario Nunez. Thank you so much for being there with us. Joining us in just a few minutes from Animal Coalition Tampa is Miss Karen Hubby, Director of Development. She's going to be here to tell us all about the wonderful work that they do there and how we can help them in their moment of true need. And this is the time when we can step up and really help these wonderful folks over there that are doing some great work. Unsung heroes, Steve.
They really are.
Unsung heroes. They're helping so many people. And we, Sally and I, personally have experienced their goodness and their willingness to help the community. And they do it all with love. And they depend on us to help them. And we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. Before we get to Karen, let us tell you what's been going on. First and foremost, last week, as most of you know, we weren't here live, as it were.
We were live.
We were live.
Yeah, that's true.
But we were live at Joe and Sons Olive Oils because Marilyn Messina and Andrea, her daughter, had a wonderful, I guess you'd call it a cooking demonstration.
Yes,
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Where they showed us a new twist on a variation on Tampa Natives, I guess you'd say Tampa Natives dishes.
The 1905 salad.
The 1905 salad, jaiba enchilada, and they used all of their products there, and I tell you what, it was
Delicious.
sold out and delicious.
Yes.
So that's where we were last week, and we'd like to also say at this point, thank you so much, Marilyn and Andrea, for sharing your love and continuing to show confidence in us here at the Tampa Native Show, and re-upping, as it were, to be a sponsor again in the new year. We count on your sponsorships as well, and Joe and Sons is right there with us. Stevie, the show last week, you remember what we aired last week?
Where have they gone? All those Tampa Native places that are no longer here.
That's right.
And in fact, it was so popular we had to do a second show. We had to do part 1 and part 2.
That's right.
It was so popular, people were trying to call in.
And send in their burrito numbers too.
We had that occasion last week. As you know, when we do our replays, essentially they're just a replay of the original show.
Right.
And since nobody's here in studio, we don't have that little crawl that goes across the top that says, like when you watch a Saturday Night Live show, that says previously aired, or this is a previous encore performance. We try to get that out there on Facebook and let everybody know we're replaying a show. Well, sometimes that gets away from us, or it gets away from you guys. So we had some emails from Ricky D. Parnell, Mike Marino, Deb and Rose, and everybody was sending in their bolita numbers, and unfortunately, they kind of fell on deaf ears because nobody was there. But
well,
thank
nobody
you guys.
Called in.
And I bet they tried to. But thank you guys for watching us, man, and loving us enough and being there with us to watch the show. Some people didn't; they weren't quite sure whether it was a replay or not. But rest assured, we're here live tonight. That was last Thursday. Now, Saturday night, what did we do, darling? Saturday night.
We went to
Saturday night was Rayville Adonga.
Oh, Rayville. I was thinking it was Sunday. Yes, we went to Riverfront Park, Curtis Hickson Riverfront Park, and listened to Ray and his fabulous band play some wonderful music, and Lights on Tampa. It was fabulous.
What a great show. And if you haven't been to see that, Lights on Tampa, if wonderful Curtis Hickson Riverfront Park has just exploded and it's become the go-to venue for all the festivals. And by the way, Steve, isn't there not a festival every week?
weekend?
You know, I think this is the city of festivals, really.
Wow, Stevie, I think he's come up with something kind of
Watch out, they're going to brand
where that
for
came from.
I'm going to sell that to the mayor, Tampa Native Show. The city of festivals. You know, the city of lights. You have the city of lights. Well,
there's always something going
on. And they're always vying for our attention. And this week coming up, no exception,
Another
because
one.
this week coming up on Saturday and Sunday is going to be the Gasparilla Arts Festival, which is right there, again, Curtis Hickson Riverfront Park, vendors and art and hopefully wonderful weather.
Yeah.
The weather last year
We're
was
counting on
spectacular.
that.
This
It really
year,
was.
a little bit iffy, but we're hoping that the rain holds off. And again, Saturday as well, Saturday, we're going to be there for all of these. Saturday is Fiesta Day in Ybor City, coupled with Flan Fest. Festival.
Food and
Are you
fun.
are you getting the picture? So open up your billfolds, because you're going to need to. You know, you gotta buy flan, and then you gotta buy kettle corn. You gotta buy a bunch of stuff, and probably artwork as well. And then Saturday morning, this Tampa Native Show host has been given the opportunity to participate in the West Tampa Little League opening day ceremonies, along with some other players that I grew up playing Little League baseball with and senior league ball with. We're going to throw out the honorary first pitch.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
going to be a lot of fun. I've
That would
never
be
done
great.
that before, and thank you so much to the group over there at West Tampa Little League for giving us the opportunity to participate. I understand that Mark Barrow is going to be there, Stevie,
Oh, nice.
and he's going to preside, you know, that voice of West Tampa, and Mark's got a lot of good things. We're going to have him back on the
Get
show
some
as
video
well.
of that too.
Yeah, we
So we
will.
can play it
We'll
on the
roll
show.
some. We'll roll some video on that. So lots going on this weekend. Hey, let me just tell you what we did today. Okay, darling, you wanna share with everybody what we did today at luncheon. The luncheon.
We attended an award ceremony luncheon for
Appreciation.
Verizon.
New Horizons.
New Verizon for helping to rehabilitate individuals with disability.
There you go. New Horizons Support
Yes.
Group, co-founder, Arizona Jenkins, legend in Ybor City, icon at King Corona
Yes,
Cafe,
yeah.
Cigars and Cafe. We were honored to be there with you today, Arizona. Thank you so much for allowing us to sit in. I accepted the award given to Joe Howden for his certificate of appreciation. Sally received the one for Bob Carter.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. Arizona Jenkins, for those of you that may or may not know him, is
Amazing human
he's an
being.
amazing human being. And to be sure, he started this organization, this nonprofit, New Horizons Support Group, to give those people that are disabled an opportunity to get connected, to be a viable part of the community. And if you know Arizona, here's a cat who's been in a wheelchair his entire life, and he's more able than a lot of able people that we
really
know.
is,
And
yeah.
he's a spark of life, and we're so pleased to be his friend and in his inner family. So great to be there today. We saw Don Barco and the crew, and
Yeah, he was just recognizing all of his friends that have
Right.
been very helpful to him throughout his last few years.
That's right. And as he's got this New Horizons again, New Horizons Support Group. Here's a guy who is disabled himself, and he's helping disabled people, and it's just a great story.
What an
So
inspiration.
we're going to have him on the show as well coming up. We got lots to look forward to in the second quarter of
do.
this year as we race towards April. Okay, one more update, and then we're going to show you a short video about Animal Coalition Tampa. We'll come back with our featured guest. Just today, what are we doing, baby? Every day is something.
Too much.
Oh, too much? Apparently we're doing too much. Just today, we met with Catherine Walker Herbert of the City of Tampa Recreation, the Parks and Recreation Department, again, down there on their Markham Street storage facility, and we picked up, Stevie, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
We picked up one of those Laurie Park Fairyland figurines.
Did you really?
One of those characters.
Oh,
We picked
wow.
up one of Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack and the Beanstalk,
Yeah.
one of his buddies. And I
Wow.
put him in the trunk, and it was kind of odd because he's big enough, he's a small person. I put him in the back of the trunk. It felt kind of weird, Steve, I gotta be honest
you
with
could
you.
have got pulled over.
No, I took him home, and we've got him there drying a little bit because he was laying in the
wet,
Yep,
yeah.
we're drying him out. We're going to brush him off. We're going to wash him up. We're going to clean him up, and then we're going to solicit for your help. Those of you that are willing to come in and help us put these figures back together. Those of us that grew up in Tampa know and remember Lowry Park and Fairyland. What a special place that was for us.
Oh,
It
of
was.
course.
And all of those figures are available. So
We spent our childhood there.
yes, we did.
Really did.
And before there was the mouse, all we had was Busch Gardens. We talk about it all the time in Lowry Park.
Yep.
And this was a magical, special part of that. So
And it was wonderful.
thank you, Catherine, for stepping up and allowing us
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome.
to kind of give these characters new life. All right, so now you're all caught up. And before we go any further, we'd like to tell you that just yesterday, day before yesterday, it was just yesterday, John Thomas of ABC Action News came out to Animal Coalition Tampa and did a little feature. It aired last night. That's already sending ripples through the community, and people are already responding to that, along with the Tampa Tribune, which covered their plight just this morning in the newspaper. So let's go ahead and roll that video, about 2.5 minutes long, maybe 2 minutes long. When we come back from that, Karen will be here. We'll start the conversation. You know how we do this. Watch this video. We'll be back in just a minute.
First, they were burned out of their office. Now they're being told to get out. The Animal Coalition of Tampa takes care of thousands of pets each year. And as our John Thomas reports, now they need to find another home, and quickly.
This is our prep area.
Stepping into the Animal Coalition of Tampa, or ACT as they call it, you can see this is no act. This is the real thing. There is a constant flow of cats and dogs. It is, as they say here, vital for those in our community who do not have the cash, and critical for their pets.
Because prices are so increased at for-profit veterinary clinics locally.
I notice here while we're talking, another animals come in here. Is it like pretty much non-stop for you
It's
guys?
non-stop. Usually we have 30 to 50 surgeries a day.
But now those surgeries may come to an end.
Are you scared?
Yeah, we're very scared.
Just last April, ACT's facility on Gilchrist Avenue was the victim of an arsonist. Determined not to stop, within weeks they moved into this building off West Lemon Street. But now they've been told,
we got a notice on the 1st of this year that we needed to leave.
so this facility, subsidized solely through what little they make and donations, come March 31st, will have no facility at all, unless the public acts.
Now.
How? Well, one, by donations, but that's something they're always looking for. What they are really asking for right now is the public's eyes and ears.
They can look for us, they can be our eyes. They can find a vacant land that we could put modules on.
Because if nothing happens soon, nothing will happen here very soon. John Thomas, ABC Action News.
Well, if you'd like to help the Animal Coalition of Tampa, we've posted a link on our story links section of the website, abcactionnews.com.
Back on set with you now with our featured guest, Karen Hubby. Karen, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Listen, we know firsthand, Sally and I know firsthand of the wonderful work that you guys do there at ACT, Animal Coalition of Tampa. I'm just going to say ACT from now on because it takes too much time to say the whole thing. Yeah, it does. Because when we presented our feral mommy, we finally caught her, which was a challenge because she's too wily. These feral kitties are very, very wily. We had to put a drop trap on her. We got her in to see you guys. Wonderful. You took care of her. We picked her up that same afternoon. We brought her home. She was, in 2 days' time, she was up and running around, wonderfully healthy. Met the staff there. What a great group of people you have assembled there.
A very caring group of people.
Very much so.
That's really what it takes.
Yeah.
And for those that don't understand what it takes, as John Thomas is reporting, I mean, when you have all day long a steady stream of animals, and again, these folks are doing this work in a nonprofit. Typically, it's almost like indigent care with humans. It's indigent care, if you will, for animals, because the owners a lot of times don't have the money that it takes. And you go to a vet, and you take your cat or your dog to a vet because they're sick. You're not going to come out of there less than $150, $200. I mean, that's a given.
That's a given.
And that's maybe you get your medicine. So, you know, what you guys do is amazing work. Let's bring our viewers, our fans up to speed. Tell everybody about ACT, how it got started, and then we'll kind of back the story up.
Okay. ACT was founded in 2001 by Linda and Frank Hamilton. We were all sitting on the board of directors for St. Francis Animal Rescue. And they had just adopted their 100th dog. Everybody was, yes, that's great. And Linda said, sitting there, that yes, 100's great, but animal rescues can only do so much. They're a vital part, but you can only do as many as you have foster homes for. So she wanted to make a difference. So what she did is she chose one population of animals, and that was the feral cats. And she decided she'd call up vets' offices and ask, I know you're closed on Sunday, but if I brought you 20 cats, would you spay or neuter them at little to no cost? So it started that way, and then it grew, and then what they would do is rent warehouses on the weekend, and people would bring their cats to the warehouses, and they would do 150, and the vets would come there, and they'd bring everything in. And this went on until 2005. And in 2005, we started the clinic on Lemon Street, and solely spay and neutering dogs and cats at a very low price. then someone said, hey, if we bring our animal here, could you vaccinate? So the middle of the day, between 10:30 and 3 o'clock, we started a shot clinic. So that was 6 days a week, $50, all shots,
That's amazing.
rabies
That's a great
included.
price, yeah.
But what happened was, it's 100 degrees outside in Tampa, and people had to wait in their cars and that because this was a very small facility. So in their hearts, they said, we've got to find a bigger place. So they looked and they found, and in 2012, we moved into a 10,000 square foot facility on Gilcrest that not only did the spays, the neuters, and the shot clinic, it did wellness. The other thing that happened at that facility that happened nowhere else in the Bay Area is if you went to your vet and a dog or kitty, something had happened to him, hit by a car, and that surgery was $5,000 or what, and you couldn't afford it. And a lot of times, the only alternative is to put that animal down. But somebody at that vet's office said, go to ACT. And on a daily basis, we had people coming in here and said, I can't afford, could you do this for me? In a lot of cases, we didn't see a dime. And we did that surgery, and that animal went home because they're family.
Of course.
Yes, they are.
Of
We
course.
had
Absolutely.
my favorite story since working there was a little boy that came in, and his dog was hit by a car, and his father had given him $100, and he said, if you can't do this, this dog has to be put down. And so we did the surgery, the dog went home, and we gave them back that $100
wow.
because,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
so those are the kinds of things that went on at ACT. We had, if people couldn't afford food, we had food donated, and we had food drives from a lot of people that would bring extra food to us, and we'd be able to give that. So that's what happened. So we had celebrated in October of 2013 our 80,000 spay and neuter surgery.
Man, that's a lot.
There's a bell ringer
There's
for
a
you.
bell ringer for you. And then in April of the next year, we were arsoned. So from what we were happy and glad to just devastated. There are 3 kitties, and every time I tell this, I've told this story hundreds of times.
Lost the 3 kitties.
We've lost the 3 kitties in the fire, Jazz Boy and Mama.
We saw that.
And so within 3 weeks, however, because we had 50 employees that needed to work, we had the public that needed us, and we moved into the Lemon Street. And it was sitting vacant all that time. So we moved back into Lemon Street, where we started the shot clinic and spay and neuters. So little by little, the public said, we don't want to go anywhere else. We'll wait for you. We'll wait for that dental that we need at a
Right.
discounted price. We'll
Yeah.
wait. So we did a drop clinic in the parking lot of the Gilcrest facility, so we could do the doctor's exams and the wellness exams. So right now, we're operating a wellness clinic there, and then running back over to Lemon Street and doing something here, and running back over. But it worked. So all at this time, the owner of Gilcrest, we wanted to go back. We were renting. We had a lease agreement with him, but there's insurance issues. So today, even almost a year to this day, it's still sitting untouched from the fire, the Gilcrest facility. So January of this year, we got a letter from the landlord at Lemon Street saying, we're not renewing the lease for you, and you need to be out as of March 31st.
Oh, wow.
There's your eviction notice.
There's our
And
eviction
thank you for all the
notice.
good work you're doing. Here's your eviction notice.
Yeah.
So we're at a loss right now, and we need to find a home. We need to find a home that we can purchase. And
you don't go through this again.
It doesn't happen to us
Yeah,
again.
absolutely.
And for people that are out there watching us, and we know that you're out there watching us because one thing we know about our Tampa Native Show fans, Stevie, they're loyal.
That's true.
And they have big hearts.
And just like the postman, you know, come rain, come slow, nor rain or snow,
They
or
always come
sleet,
through.
nor gloom of night, they're going to turn on their TVs and they're going to watch us. Well, tonight, usually a celebration of fond remembrances of Tampa, tonight's a little bit different.
Right.
Tonight we're going to be talking about what we can do to help Animal Coalition of Tampa because along with the feel-good stories that we want to put forth here, this is one that now we want to hang our hat on. This is going to be one that we want
Right.
in 6 months' time to be able to call Karen back and have her come back on the show with us and say, Mario, you know what? between you and the Tampa Tribune and ABC Action News, folks did step up. So what can you do if you're asking yourself, watching us at home, what can we do? We want to do, animals, as Karen has just told us, they're our family.
They are.
People, we know this about animals, Karen. We will not feed ourselves, and we will feed our animals.
I've done that
We will
before.
not take care of ourselves, but we will take care of our animals.
We will.
And we like animals a lot better than some people.
Oh,
Let
yes.
me tell you,
100%
you get home after a bad
Yes.
day, and that dog
Yeah.
or that kitty is there waiting on you, and
All they know is they love you.
and they just know
It's
love.
unconditional love.
So
That's
we're
it.
going to show some of that unconditional love, Tampa Native show style tonight, and we're gonna find a place for Karen. I think that we can do that.
can do it.
And money. They need money too.
Both. Karen, what if there's one thing, if you had a wish for one thing, prioritize it for us. What do you need first, second, and third from our people tonight?
Monetary donations.
Okay, there you go.
And first thing I want to say is we had a successful Stride for Strays last year in the fundraising, and I want to thank all those people that after the fire came forth for us.
Absolutely.
There were big corporations, there were, and our clients over and over again that would give us a note and say, I only have $5, but I'm going to give you that $5 every paycheck because I want to help. And we hate it that we have to ask again. We do have money in the bank, but we have money in the bank to buy those things for the
Right.
interior.
Absolutely.
And that's what we raised the money for the Stride for Strays for. Now we need money to help us buy a building.
There you go.
And so that's my first thing. We need some help buying that building. Or
Maybe they have
Or maybe
somebody
they have a
else
building.
who has a building.
Maybe they have a building.
Yes.
Because the space would be good too, if you
Yeah.
have a space,
Right.
or if you know somebody that has a vacant building. And let's look at it this way. It's almost like when the teacher's asking the students questions, and they say, the teacher tells you, there are no wrong answers. There are no wrong suggestions in this case. If you know of somebody that has a space, if you're thinking, wow, maybe that might work, I don't know if it might work, don't hesitate to bring that up. You
Yes,
can contact us always through our website at tampanativeshow.com, and you can go to the Animal Coalition Tampa website as well. Karen, let's give them that website address currently.
all right, if you want to email myself over land, that kind of thing,
Sure.
suggestions, Karen, Karen, at actampa.org. If you want to send a monetary donation or to read about it, find out anything about us, it's actampa.org. And right now what we have is it Be a Hero campaign going on.
Be a Hero campaign.
And we've had some people step up. We have our superheroes and our heroes, and we're posting that online. And so that's our best. Or our Twitter is at AC Tampa.
There you go.
So and so all of that, sharing that.
There's so much goodness here, man. I mean, look, we
Yeah,
hear on
really.
we hear on the TV.
Everyone loves
We hear on the
animals.
TV, we hear on the radio,
Too,
we read in the newspaper every day things like Mr. Jeff Vinnick and his $75
Yeah.
billion campaign to revitalize Channelside and to redo Channelside. Well, can we tear just a little bit of that money away and help this wonderful organization that does amazing work for people who can't, that don't have the means to do it for themselves or to do it for their animals. So, I mean, I'm just thinking we can do this and we should do this for all the right reasons. We're going to go to the phones in just a little bit, so hang in there. We want you to call in. If you've had an experience with ACT and you want to tell us about that, please. If you have a suggestion for Karen, you want to call in tonight, tell us that also, and give us your Bolita number, because we have a basket of goodies that ACT has donated tonight that some lucky
amazing
winner is going to
basket
win.
of goodies.
You can also send us your Bolita number, because we want to give this basket away. So if you don't
Yeah.
want to call, or you can't call, or for whatever reason you just want to send us an email, do that now. Steve is right there with his laptop, and he's going to take those emails, read them to us, and we'll take your Bolita number that way. Karen, we've got an event coming up this weekend. Can we talk about, is this a good time to talk about this?
Sure.
And then we'll bring it up again at the end of the show.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to hold this up and we'll bring it up on the one shot here. And our floor director, Nick Nunez. Nick, if you'll just bring the camera in real close. Karen, you tell us what this Yappy Hour is all about.
Okay, so Irish 31 is one of the first groups that came forward from us being on the television earlier in the week that said, what can we do to help? So this Sunday, we are going to be there for a Yappy Hour.
Yeah, I love that.
Between 1 and 3. They have their own special dog menu. It's really a neat place. The food's very good. And we're going to be selling, we made some shirts that will be ready to go that say Be a Hero Animal Coalition. So we're going to be selling those shirts there, and hopefully we'll have a lot of people, a lot of fun. We are going to have pictures and doggies and all kinds of things. So that's our first step. They're also going to sponsor something on St. Pup's Day for us. So we have a number of things we're working with them.
Excellent. Remember, the deadline for this is March 31st. That's the date that we got to make our moves. And, we experienced an eviction notice too, man. We were down there at TBCN when TBCN was down on North B Street, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
And that came to light like a bolt out of the blue, and we had to move and find a new place, and the Tampa Native Show for a minute went dark.
That's how we ended up.
And then all of a sudden we're out here at University Square Mall. So we know what that's like when all of a sudden you get a notice saying, hey, time to go, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, but here we are.
We're going to do it. We're going to, if we have to be intense until we do it, we're going to do it. Whatever it takes.
And Karen said this at the top. A parcel of land is good too, because we can get pods and modules and put them in place. These doctors, these technicians, these veterinary doctors, these technicians, they just need a place to lay their magic hands on these wonderful pets to keep this going. And we're lucky now that this, I guess you're saying we're lucky because we're kind of in a dormancy period where we're not in that population explosion where the feral cats, that happens typically in the summertime as things heat up, but that'll be here before you know it. Within 90 days, we're going to be facing that again. And you mentioned St. Francis. Jim Martinelli, who I'm sure you know, and Jen Tate, they were very instrumental in helping us with our ferals. And that's how we got involved with St. Francis and ultimately how we got to meet you at ACT. So we're
and
so
St.
happy.
Francis is how I got started. I grew up in a home where Mom was allergic, and so we could never have pets. And when I got into a position where I could start, having pets, I said, okay, let me do this. And I became a foster parent with St. Francis, and I probably adopted out 100 and fostered puppies and all kinds of things.
Gosh.
So that was how I got my start, and I like pets a lot better than I do people.
I know.
That's great.
And we have an interesting story to tell there as well.
We have some
we
pictures of
ended
it.
up with 5 feral kitties presented to us on our back porch, and we fostered them. We trapped them and fostered
Tamed them.
Loved them up, and they went from hissing and spitting and scratching, and within 72 hours they were rolling over on their back and purring. We were able to adopt out 2, and we kept 3, and now we're can we say this on live TV? We
have 5 cats now.
We live with 5 cats. They don't live with us. We live with them. And it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. I know people think we're nuts, but you know what?
We don't care.
Cat people understand.
Well, we
get a lot of love.
We see 25,000 animals a year.
Wow. That's amazing.
So if I just can't even imagine stopping.
Do you receive predominantly cats or dogs? Which one is?
We're still #1 cat.
Really? Okay.
We see everything, but the feral cats can come in 6 days a week, any time of the day, because it's so hard to trap. And we even rent out the traps. You can come pick up a trap at ACT, and maybe you can't find it today, but you catch it and you just bring it in. You don't even need to make an appointment for a feral. You just walk in the door. You may not get it back the same day. You may get it back tomorrow, but that's predominantly that.
Now, a stray cat and a feral cat, 2 different things, right?
Ferals are a little bit wilder, hard to touch, but populate.
Yeah.
So that's,
So
and they
strays.
live in colonies. When we have our feeders that come in when we were giving away food. So that's the thing. We need to get back into that size facility where we can do the food again. Right now, we have no place to store anything. People donate and drop it off, but there's no room for it. So we give it away as fast as we can. So
Because there's no storage.
there's no storage.
Do you want to go over some of those pictures real quick, Steve?
that's a good time to do
We're
that.
30 minutes
Let's do it
in. We'll
for
go to
sure.
the phones in just a couple of minutes. Let's run through these photos. We got about 16 of them. And they
a little
show
bit
the
more.
staff over there at ACT, and we want
Yeah.
Karen to Karen, what we'll do is we'll put you picture in picture. You'll see up on the monitor there the photograph, so you can talk about it. If it's a picture that we need to enlarge to full screen, we'll do that as well.
We'll start with #1, Becky.
Start with #1, Becky, and just roll through these. And for those of you that are getting ready to make your phone calls, let us give you that number currently. It's 813-977-6800. Bring up that photo, and Karen, take it away.
Well, that's this is obviously the dog, I think, is going to be going into surgery. So they're checking the vitals and making sure that the temperature's fine, or they're taking blood work. This is just normal.
And fear not, if you want to introduce whom we're looking at on the screen there.
Would you, could you, should you? That's we think about it. One cat, unneutered or not spayed, can populate. So
about every 45 days. What is the gestation period there? What's the
about 40 days?
About 40 days, and then they go into heat immediately after. So one cat can exponentially go.
That's Patty. She's doing dental. She's our expert tech, and that's Barb. And now that's our wellness wagon.
I love that. That's cute.
That is brand new. That came from a grant.
Courtesy up. There you go.
And we will be out. We may be living in it, but we
down by the river.
Down by the river. So that is to go out to those areas that can't come to us.
Wonderful.
And vaccines or anything needed.
Wow.
Oh, that's Kyria and Dr. Caputo, and she is our dancing veterinarian. These are wonderful. They love animals so.
That's what you want.
That's Timmy.
Yeah, that's our boy.
Everybody thinks he's a doctor. He is not. He's a tech, but he's been with us for a very long time.
Nicest man.
And what he does is he makes sure after surgeries are done that those animals come out of the anesthesia. So he will sit with them and warm them up.
Oh, that's great.
Good man.
Yep.
That's JJ. And just every opportunity we get, we'll pick up an animal and love on it. That's our drop facility at Gilcrest. That's where we're doing the doctor's exams out of. And past that black truck is another little thing that our comptroller works out of. So we're like all over the place. That's and I think that's the doctor, Elena, and she's probably just seen someone or writing things up. And the girls in the office. That's Becca, and that's one of the dogs that came in. And that's just
another outside.
And there's the infamous building that's sitting untouched.
Yes, and
Why is
that's
that happening?
well because there's the insurance issue and the money, and somebody doesn't want to put forth the effort and the energy.
Somebody doesn't want to settle.
That's what it is.
Not agreeing on the price.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
And that is a picture of. That's actually the doctor's office. That's where he broke in, and that was our little memorial to the kitties lost the day of the fire. And the sign that said we are closed.
Now these.
Well, these
guys over here.
Oh, those kitties right there.
That's Pharaoh. That's little mama. That's a Pharaoh mama that was.
We brought over there.
Absolutely.
They didn't look like any place I knew.
No, and these wonderful kitties here are still part of our family, and that's what she presented to us on our back porch.
Oh, they're so cute.
No, this is they were the most spectacular litter of feral kitties that you could imagine. And there they are again.
And they came to the right house.
And they came to the
They're
right
smart.
house because you know what? We saw them and we said we can't leave them out there.
No.
So we brought them in here. And then and two of them found homes and the other three found homes and we had them spayed.
We're all
neutered,
one big happy family.
And when Bob Barker told us a while back, spay and neuter because it's the right thing to do.
That's
it is.
right.
It is.
Right.
And he's been telling us that for 30 years, at least 35 years.
And we spayed the tomcat,
May I
too.
show my son?
Of course.
I am very proud of my son. This is Max. He actually is the spokes dog now for the Animal Coalition. And he was in a hoarding situation. A little over a year ago, I got a phone call, and I work with Collie Rescue also. I have a variety of animals in my home, but when I got my first collie to rescue, that was it, won my heart. So I got a phone call at 7 o'clock in the morning. I went to Clearwater, and he was... there were animals that had to go into foster, or the person was going to be arrested. And I went up in hoarding. I went up in this beautiful neighborhood, and the cars filled with trash, and out came this dog, no hair, sores, full of fleas, and they walked him down, and his tail started going like this. And I put him in the car and I said, Max, this is the first day of the rest of your life. He's now a therapy pet. We go to hospitals.
Wow,
He
wow.
goes
Has
to the
a
schools.
very, very sweet.
Oh,
Sweet
my
face.
heavens.
Yes, we
Great.
can see that.
He and I go to the schools. We educate. That's another part of ACT. We go on the road and we go to the lower income schools and teach how do you take care of a pet. What's
That's
the
good.
right thing to do?
That's
the
good.
stories that we hear.
I'm sure.
So that's another part.
You know,
of
I
it.
believe that animals
wonderful.
they're grateful for rescues and healing and surgeries. I think they are. I don't
They
know
are.
for
They
sure.
know. They
Oh, yes.
remember.
No,
they know.
they are, and they absolutely know.
Yeah.
I believe out of all the 900 dogs and cats I've had in the last few years, that he understands everything I say to him.
Wow.
They absolutely connect.
That's interesting.
That's the spirit
And
and
how
the soul.
old is he?
Over 12.
Oh, my
I'm not
gosh.
quite sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know
Yeah.
necessarily if he comes to you later in life.
just has the
but he's got a
sweetest
beautiful
eyes.
face.
Yes,
Beautiful
yes,
face.
he's a good boy.
Yeah.
All right, so Tampa Native Show fans, here's your time. The phone lines are open, 813-977-6800. We want to hear from you now. And if you don't want to win that basket of goodies right there that ACT has brought in,
Then we
we
get it.
know 3 animal owners that will take it home, but we'd rather see you win it. So
Yeah.
give us a call. Tell us your suggestion. Tell us how you think you might be able to help us so that we can help
Help
Animal
them.
Coalition Tampa.
Yep.
Stevie?
No, I was just going to say, as a kid, I was always bringing animals home, you know, whether it was kittens or dogs. When I was a patrol at St. Lawrence Elementary School on Hillsborough and Himes, as a patrol, I found a little litter of kittens that were someone dumped into the ditch.
Oh.
So after school, when my mother came to pick me up, I said, hey, we got to get a box. We have to pick up these kittens and take them home. And so sure enough, we did. And we had for almost 35 to 40 years, we had several generations from that litter over the years, just from that one find, you know. But yeah, so it's I don't see how people can do things like that either. But so I'm glad a lot of people are taking them to
I know.
ACT as well.
Because I'm development, I'm the outreach, and I started as the outreach. I now have an assistant, and I'm very grateful for that because she can do the social media and those kind of things. But
And her name?
Her name is Megan.
Okay, let's just
And-
let's just mention Megan's name right up top in case she's watching tonight,
In case
and
she's
we think she
watching.
might be.
I think she's
Yes.
watching.
But every place, and this is what I try to tell, because sometimes at the clinic they get discouraged. It's a long day. They work 10-hour shifts. They get there early. We do the same thing every day. We drop off in the morning and pick up in the evening. So they get there at 7 a.m. and they don't go home till 7 p.m. So 12-hour shifts even. But I'll go out in the public and I'll be everywhere. And I have the thing on the side of my car because they need us, Animal Coalition, and someone will stop and they'll say, when I didn't have any money, you helped me.
Wow.
And I have been handed checks. I have, at the grocery store.
wonderful.
And it happens every place. It's not just occasionally. It happens all the time that I'm out. That somewhere we've helped someone out in all those years.
yeah.
And that's the thing that we need the most, is to get back to that large facility. We can't do that major helping right now because our X-ray machine is gone. It was ruined in the fire. Or we don't have the space big enough. We can do the space and users, but we can't do the extras. So we need to get back there and do those things that made us
That
special.
large space is the important.
Yeah.
Important. That's and that's one thing that we're going to help with. That's one thing that I'm convinced the Tampa Native Show is going to be able to help with. As I alluded to at the top of the show, and hearing you mention it, we will do for our animals what we won't do for ourselves. They give us so much, social media being what it is. When you open up your Facebook in the morning and you kind of connect with your Facebook family, as we all do, and you post things. What I've noticed is predominantly the two things that get posted the most are notices of family members that have passed. I regret to inform that I've lost my aunt, or that, my grandfather passed away today, and our pets.
And our pictures of our pets.
And the pictures of our pets. And it's gut-wrenching at times, it's heartbreaking at times, because when people are expressing this grief, it's profound.
Oh.
It's the loss of a family member. It's these people. It's their children in a lot of cases. Couples that don't have children because they can't have children, they typically have pets, because that love has to come out and go someplace.
That's right.
And it goes typically to our pets, who give us so much. And when
really
you think
do.
about it as adults, if you have a pet when you're 20 and it's a dog or a cat, you may have that if you're lucky enough for 15 or 20 years. and then you typically go for a period where you may not have another animal, but then you'll pick up another one. So throughout your lifetime, you may have 4, 5, 6 animals that you care for. That's a lot of unconditional love.
Yes, it is.
And we do for those pets, you know.
And you mentioned Facebook. I want to create a Facebook page for my cat Congo.
I've
been thinking
two
about
We
of
that.
have
them.
two. We
I
have two.
two.
We have Facebook pages for 2 of our cats. We're like cat crazy people. But you'd be surprised because we're not
I'm
the
not
only ones.
surprised.
We're not the only ones.
I'm not surprised.
And people are constantly interacting with us on those pages because they are cat lovers as well, and we get
They're loving, kind
we get the occasional cat haters, and we that's
do.
okay. That's all right. We love them too. And every time
Tell them to delete me.
and when we go through our morning routine, and we feed the kitties while Sally is feeding, and I'm cleaning litter boxes because it's multiple litter boxes. You know the rule of thumb is you have one for every cat
Yes.
plus one.
Yeah.
So you do the math.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, but I've got it down to a science now, and the routine is such.
yeah.
But
They sleep with us in
when
the
when
bed.
you climb into that bed after a hard day, and you say your goodnights, and then one by one, here they come. And in a dark room, this is really unique and interesting. And in a dark room where you can't really see, they start to kind of lay down around you, and you hear them purring.
Yeah.
You know who they are by their purr.
Oh, really?
And you can kind of stroke this one, and you go, okay, that's my Maine Coon, because she's got the long hair. And then they'll just come up next. And one thing we found out, and I mentioned this to Tim when we went to pick up little Mama. Science, fact, not science fiction. Cats purr at a certain audible decibel. Okay, at a certain decibel, and the number escapes me currently, but that decibel, it changes our physiology. In other words, it has a healing and medicinal effect on our physiology.
Calming, very
Calming and healing. Healing, like, healing of a broken bone, healing of mending of a broken spirit. So when you've got, and Tim told me, he said, Mario, when I go home at night, I got 4 cats that greet me when I get there, because I told him our story. He said, I got one for you. I got 4 cats that greet me when I get home every day. And when I get to bed at night, I got 4 cats that sleep with me. And that sleep is profound. That rest is profound. Why?
Cat therapy.
Because
Yes.
you're getting cat
Love.
Therapy.
And that happens with dogs too. I'm not
Yes.
Yeah.
to tell you that doesn't happen with puppies and with dogs, because there's nothing more rewarding or heartwarming than getting your nose and sticking it in the armpit of a new puppy or kitty if they'll let you. Puppies are a lot more gracious, and they'll kind of let you get in there.
Smell.
That puppy smell. It's like a baby smell.
It is.
Does that sound silly? I guess it might.
Here's something silly.
What?
We only have 15 more minutes to go. So.
you're kidding.
15 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go.
Again?
And if you don't call us, we're taking that basket home. So that's just how it goes. We're going to take that basket home with us because, shall we show them what's in it, Stevie?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Let me see if I can. Karen, can you reach that for us?
Absolutely.
There we go. All right. Let's. Maybe we need to entice them a little bit. Maybe we need to entice them. Oh, Karen, tell us
So
what
let
this
me
is.
tell you,
Yeah.
Pet Safe
All right. Here we go.
is one of, in Pet Supermarket and Pet Safe, last year after the fire, we met a wonderful woman. Her name is Tiffany Meeks.
You can say it. Say it again.
And Tiffany Meeks.
Thank you, Tiffany.
And she hooked us up with $12,000 worth of products
Wow. What a
that we
prize.
sell every day, and we make income off of.
Good.
So these are industrial toys to choose, and we've had nothing but good things, because there's nothing worse that you get a toy, you spend $5 on it,
Yeah.
and you get it home, and in 30 seconds it's ripped and across the room. So these things are pretty solid. And these are like Kong, the purple Kongs, where you put a treat inside. And of course, everybody likes a squeaky. And so then there's these edible treats for their teeth. And our
shirts?
slogan, because they need us.
Because they need us.
love that.
That's one of our shirts that we had after the fire. Now we are making shirts for the campaign we're doing now, which is Be a Hero. And then there's a bag too that's refrigerated. And actually, we did this because for our techs and our volunteers at the clinic and gave them as a gift this year. We have no space for the food for when they work a 12-hour day.
Oh my gosh.
And so we did this so that they can bring their lunches or whatever the snacks that they had.
great.
And we had a few left over, so
awesome.
we put them in the bag.
I could use that.
And an ACT hat.
And we know firsthand also how frustrating it is when you get that toy home and you're excited to give it to you. And listen, scratching posts have their utilitarian purpose.
Absolutely.
And a scratching post will last you a little while when you have one cat. When you have 5, good luck. Good luck. Part of my routine every morning is picking up pieces of the fibers of the carpet that are, but the kitties, they do know that scratching post is for them, and they do know not to scratch the furniture.
No, mine don't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And you know what? Put this right next to you, darling. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are believe in only declawing your cats, let me just share with you a little word from the heart here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Resist the temptation to do it, because really and truthfully, we didn't know, and we experienced this firsthand. We had our first 2 brother and sister act. We had them for 19 years. Our 2 cats, we had them declawed, thinking innocently that there was nothing wrong with that.
The vet recommended it, actually.
We come to find out years later, after doing a little bit of reading and research, that it's more of an amputation
Absolutely.
than it is
painful.
it's not just an extraction of the nails. It's almost as if you can imagine the removal of your fingertip at the knuckle. It's an amputation. So resist the urge and the temptation to do that. Your furniture will survive. Just get a good scratching post, or get more than one, because we have 3.
Yes.
And there are little nail
Or
tips
trim the
now.
nails,
And there are nail tips as well.
Right.
Yeah.
that
We
you can
do
put on
have
there.
people that call and ask us, will we do that surgery? And we will say, no.
Good.
We are a spay and neuter clinic, and that is not in our wellness program,
Good.
and discourage them from calling and doing that.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We have a caller. Thank goodness, caller. I didn't want to go a night without having any
All right,
callers.
well, here he is.
I'm so glad.
Here he is.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Linda. I live in Odessa, part of Hillsborough County.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. I tuned in late, but I had read the story about the Animal Coalition fire in the paper this morning. I want to say what a wonderful job that they're doing, and I wish them so much success. I hope somebody's listening with a beautiful building ready for them to move into. And I'm listening to my 2 lads outside. They're talking about some animal, I guess, outside. And we all should love animals. They give us a lot of love back.
They do.
Indeed, they do. They enhance our lives. Thank you so much, Linda, for calling in tonight. Give us your lucky Bolita number, because you know what? You're liable to walk away with this gift. You're the only.
And your labs can use those.
Yes, the chew toys. Give us your lucky number. It doesn't matter, because we're going to give it to her anyway if nobody else calls.
My lucky number?
1 to 75, darling.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Number 1 to 75.
Oh, 50.
50 it is. Linda, is this your first time calling the show?
Yes, it is. I want.
And how did you find out about us?
I don't remember, but I'm a Tampa native too, and I think I heard the music a long time ago, and I just followed that, and I don't remember. I think might have been the paper.
It doesn't matter, Linda. It's a rhetorical question.
We're
It
glad
really
you're
doesn't
there.
matter. We're just happy that you called in tonight, and we're happy that you're watching. We're here every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Don't hesitate to look in on us going forward, and thank you so much for...
Can I ask her what her names of her 2 labs are?
What's your names of your 2 labs, Linda?
Bentley and Bria.
Very nice.
Bentley and Bria. There you go.
They're rescues. They were
Of course.
Good
on
for you.
Craigslist, and the lady couldn't take care of them. She didn't have a big yard, and living in Odessa, we have several acres they can run,
Good for you.
and they do run.
A big-hearted Tampa native. We love you. Thank you so much for
you,
calling,
Linda.
Linda. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Bye-bye
you.
now.
Bye.
If that doesn't warm your heart, nothing does.
always those good
On 2 fronts
rescue
there.
stories.
She loves animals, and she loves our show. I'm just going to give her the basket.
I think we should.
No
she
more
gets
callers.
it.
No.
That's it, callers. You're out. So, Linda, I know you're still watching. Reach out to us. Let us know how we can get that basket of goodies to you. Just send us an email.
Yes.
Our email address is, Stevie, give them that email address.
goodtimes@tampanatives.show.com.
Right there on your screen.
Yep. And you can also Google it. Just Google Tampa Native Show. You'll find it too.
Let's remind everybody once again as we rapidly come to the close of another amazing Tampa Native show. Why was it amazing today, guys?
Well, because it was
Because
an
it's all
amazing,
about animals.
Exactly.
amazing topic and a service that ACT is
And
providing.
let me add to that, Stevie, because that's perfect, and I'm going to add the cherry on the sundae. You know, Karen was on with John Thomas and ABC Action News when they came to interview her, and they interviewed copious minutes of interview, copious commentary, and then they gave her about 3 words. Yes, no, now. I think that's what she said.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
No.
I'm so glad you had the opportunity tonight.
I am so happy.
To
Thank
talk
you very much.
because this will be on our website. You can direct people to this show so that if they want to watch the show, they can.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have you back.
Okay.
Okay. You know, we're going to let things play out the way they're supposed to, but we're going to have you back perhaps in the early part of the summer
For an update.
So that for an update.
Okay.
And to let everybody know. So don't forget, everybody, this weekend. Yep, Single on Mario. Here we go. This weekend, Sunday, again, is Yappy Hour. Once again, Karen, let them know.
At Irish 31 in Hyde Park.
Hyde Park.
On Swan Ave, between 1 and 3. And we will have our shirts there, our new shirts there. We'll have the donations, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Proceeds to go to Animal Coalition, Tampa. And if you have knowledge of a space, if you have some money that you would like to donate to this wonderful cause, now is the time to step up. We have a little bit of time, but not much time. March 31st will be here before you know it, because guess what? Saturday is February 28th, so we can all look at each other and ask each other, where's the year going already? Because January and February are gone. And that's 1/6, if my fractions are correct. That's 1/6 of the year already. And then after March, that'll be 1/4 of the
way
year.
too fast.
You see
Way
what
too
I mean?
fast.
You see what's happening here? We're just going faster and faster. And again, before you know it, we'll be into feral cat season, and these nice folks will have their hands more full than they can even
But doing
today.
what we need to do.
Yes.
You know, spay, neuter, keep it going. Offer those people that can't afford to pay for those things a better rate. Because we really feel that if people can afford the cost to take care of their animals, they're going to do it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
So-
right.
And
That's
thank you so
exactly-
much for what you and your organization is doing, really.
you.
That's fantastic.
It is. It absolutely is. Great show, you guys. Hey, we're not done yet.
No.
We're not done yet. Give me that Caracolillo
Oh, let's
coffee
do that.
right there. I just want to say real quick, Caracolillo coffee, the best coffee this side of the Mississippi.
It's true.
I wish I had some tonight before the show because I was kind of a little bit low on my energy tonight. But you know what? I'm going to go home and make some when I get home. And right behind that, let me hold up that bottle of Joe and Sons olive oil. Again, on Bay to Bay between Himes and MacDill. That's the way you pronounce it, right?
Yep.
MacDill?
MacDill.
That's what you
I
pronounce.
believe it could be McDill as well. But balsamic vinegars and infused olive oil, never had nothing like it. You got to get over there and check it out.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Great
buddy.
place. You'll enjoy it.
Who are we going to have on the show coming up, Stevie? You know who we got coming up
You know
on the
what?
show?
We've had a couple different options, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
'Cause, yeah.
I'm going to tell you because I got Copeland Moret hanging
Oh,
out
that's
over
right.
there on the
That's
side.
one
That's La
option.
Segunda Central Bakery. I've also got a word in with Coach Frank Permui to come in and talk to us a little bit about what he's been experiencing. Of course, we had Pete Mulry on not too long ago. We'll see a lot of those folks tomorrow night. Tonight, they're honoring Pop Cuesta at Jefferson High School and retiring his jersey number 1. You know, we can't be everywhere at one time, so here we are tonight doing our show. Absolutely worthy cause, Animal Coalition Tampa. But, you know,
Congratulations, Coach Cuesta.
congratulations to Pop Cuesta
Absolutely.
after 43 years of dedicated coaching at Jefferson High School. And a lot of guys that went through that program and made it to the show all the way to the big league. So this is Tampa. Tampa's known for baseball. Tampa's known for cigars. Tampa's known for the...
Coffee?
Tampa's known for coffee. Atta girl.
That's right.
Atta girl. Tampa's known for Cuban sandwiches, and Tampa's known for generosity and caring. That's who we are. That's who we are descendant of, those great people that came here to establish Ybor City, West Tampa, and make it all happen back in those days. So, hey, we're calling on you tonight.
We need that generosity.
Open your hearts, open your wallets, reach out to Karen and her crew over there at Animal Coalition Tampa. We need you. We need you now. Okay? Karen, last words. Come on.
Yep. www.actampa.org. That is our website. That's where you could donate and help us. We'd greatly appreciate it. We would be so thankful. We have a hero board, so we'd be happy to put you on. Love to have you on there. All the other information can also be found on that. Our Facebook page has both. His information daily plus pictures going on of the animals that we have in the clinic that day, and then Twitter. And you'll be able to hear, and hopefully the next time I'll come on, I'll tell you about the wonderful building that we're able to do everything.
There's so much space in Tampa. There's so many offices that are not being used. There's so much, space, and you just wonder, okay, how can we connect the dots here? How can we bring the owners of that space to Animal Coalition Tampa and see if we can't strike a deal so that we can get them. A place, a permanent place, because that's really what we don't want to be facing this in another year or another 2 years. We want to be a home for the next 15, 20, 25 years so that these people can do the nice work that they are accustomed to doing. Well, we hope that you guys have been informed and updated tonight on maybe something that you might not have known about. Thank you to ABC Action News. Thank you to the Tampa Tribune. Thank you to all those media outlets that have taken up the story.
They really are.
And all the people that have called us already and made donations, and all the people that are trying and finding us spaces and emailing me. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, keep the love coming, because we're counting on you.
And go hug your dogs and your kitties tonight.
Yeah. And when it gets cold outside like it has been lately, bring them in. And when it's rainy and when it's lightning outside in the summertime, bring them in. Love those kitties and love the and people have birds too.
Yeah.
And they're pets. And people have snakes too, and I don't know why they would, but people have snakes too.
Well, we do pigs.
Here we go.
Pigs.
Really?
Here we go. That's a whole other show, Stevie. That's a whole other show we got to get.
Bunny rabbits.
We've
done that. Wow. Yeah, bunny rabbits.
Wow.
What about goats?
A hedgehog once.
Oh my gosh.
We used to, when we had the bigger space, we could go with Big Cat Rescue.
Sonic the
So
Hedgehog.
they would work, with us, and all of a sudden we'd be walking back and there'd be a lion on our
Big Cat
operating
Rescue.
table.
Wow. Hey guys, we just got about a minute to go. We want to say, Karen, grab that cup right there. We want to say that it's been a treat tonight having Karen here with us, and we look forward to hearing her story when she comes back and telling us the good news. You guys step up now, because it's your time.
Please call and help her.
Thank you.
Let me just say that on behalf of everybody that puts this show together, and we're pleased and honored to be doing this each and every week. Tonight's was a good story.
It was.
I'm leaving here tonight feeling energized. We're going to help these nice
really was.
folks.
I think it's going to happen.
Thank you for what you do.
We know it's going to happen.
Thank you for
Tampa
having
Native
us.
Show fans. On behalf of Steve Cannella and Sally Nunez and Karen Hubby, thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
I'm Mario
Salud.
Nunez. Salud and happy days.
days.
We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Karen.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history. All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.